Well, hi there. Welcome back to the Lefty Redneck Channel. You know, we've learned a lot about Lefty in the last few weeks since he hired on. Now, Lefty, you were telling us about some of your experiences back in the early 70s, hitchhiking around the country. You know, I always thought it was kind of dangerous to hitchhike.
Well, Rick, you know, back then, I just didn't know no better. And I kind of remember this one time, and I didn't know, you know, but I was hitchhiking from Florida over to New Orleans because they have this big party every year called the Mardi Grass, and where you can get free beads, yeah. And anyway, I was stuck at one of them cloverleaf intersections outside Jacksonville, big city. And I was there for at least 8 hours. And I tell you what, a zillion cars must have gone by, and they didn't even slow down or hardly even look at me. Well, I thought I'd never get out of there. And I tell you what, there ain't a lot of clover at those cloverleaf intersections. Just asphalt and car exhaust. And you know, after about 8 hours, why, a car finally stopped, Rick, and this girl, well, she got out with her backpack and she started walking straight over to me.
Really?
That's right. She was dodging cars and semis, and she got up to me and she said, "Well, you look like you have an honest face. Can I hitchhike with you?" And I didn't know about that honest face, but anyway, before the words were even out of her mouth, well, a brand new Mercedes convertible, it just pulled right over, and the driver, he was hanging across the seat, and he was hanging out the window, and he started talking to this girl. Then all of a sudden, why, she turned around and pointed right at me, and she said, "I ain't going nowhere without my boyfriend." And the next thing I knows, well, I got a ride in a Mercedes, and I got a girlfriend.
Well, what happened then, Lefty?
Well, you know something, that fancy car, it wasn't all that great. I mean, it only had 2 seats, and they were both in the front. And me and my guitar barely fit sideways under the rear window. Then as soon as we took off, he was telling her about how successful businessman he was, and he was asking her to go flying in a new airplane, told her how pretty she was, and he started getting real friendly with her, and she told him, "You don't want to mess with my boyfriend." Well, you know, we flew across the Florida Panhandle almost to Alabama when he just stopped and let us off in the middle of nowhere. He didn't say nothing. Well, right away, another car stopped before I even had a chance to ask my girlfriend what her name was. Now, this driver, he was a sweaty old fella. Looked like all the hair was growing out of his back. And he had ugly tattoos and a wife-beater t-shirt. And he had a real young girlfriend and her brother. And turns out they're going to Mardi Grass too. And they already started the party.
And what happened after that, Lefty?
Well, the sun went down and we was driving at night through the bayou with alligators and the snapping turtles. And I tell you what, these guys were drinking a lot of whiskey. Yep, and throwing them empty bottles out the car door. And then you know what? The brother, he pulled out this big pistol. and started a shooting out the window. Well, after a while, the old man, he got mad and he grabbed that pistol and he said, "Boy, I'll show you how to shoot." And then he just started shooting out the window too.
That sounds pretty scary to me, Lefty.
Yeah, it was kind of different, Rick. But finally we crossed that real long bridge into New Orleans. And by then the old man, he was in real bad shape, and he got lost and he got mad and then he got real mean. But we made it down to the French Quarter where we wanted to go. And he parked down by the railroad tracks along the river. It was about 3 in the morning, and me and my new girlfriend, we got out and we went down, jumped in this old boxcar, and then we just went to sleep. And then the sirens woke us up.
Do you mean police sirens, Lefty?
That's right. It was police sirens. And we could hear the old man. He was ranting and raving, and then it just got real quiet again. So we went back to sleep and woke up in the morning, and there was this grizzly old fellow standing below the boxcar door. And he said, "You better get out of this boxcar or I'm gonna get the police." Well, we just told him to get lost, and we went right back to sleep.
Okay, so what happened to Lefty and his new girlfriend in the boxcar? Well, to answer some of that, we decided to put together a kind of a country swing sounding tune. We called it Country Lover. And we really hope you enjoy Country Lover, and we'd like to say special thanks to our friends that helped out. Fred on percussions, Pete on the saxophone, and Ray harmony vocals. Thank you. Feel like playing some electric guitar, Lefty?
Sure do.
And here's Country Lover.
In a boxcar in New Orleans, woke up with a lawman at the door. And on the way to the lockup, he said, "Don't you come back no more." When I reached the Northern Lights, apple picking land, I knew it wouldn't be long before I'd be back in your hands. Well, I'm a country lover, I'm a country man, whispering pines and sunshine and sleeping on desert sand. And I'm a country lover, I'm a country man. Let me have just one chance, you will understand. With an old guitar and a backpack and a goat skin vest, pick big juicy apples along the rivers of the West. Made a little money, spent a little more, bought the farmer's old truck. Goodbye, River Columbia. Hello, Clark's Fork. Well, I'm a country lover, I'm a country man, whispering pines and sunshine and sleeping on desert sand. And I'm a country lover, I'm a country man. Let me have just one chance, you will understand.
truck broke down above Wallace in the mountains of Idaho. Pushed, pulled, and towed through the rocks and breaks below to a well-lit cabin on the hillside. In a doorway stood she. She said, live a little, love a little, let it be, and let it all be on me. Well, I'm a country lover, I'm a country man, whispering pines and sunshine and sleeping on desert sand. And I'm a country lover, I'm a country man. Let me have just one chance, you will understand.